Kirsten Mara's warning to Sarah Horton carries far more weight than it appears on the surface. Kirsten is not a character who casually offers advice or concern, and when she chooses to warn someone, it usually means she has seen the pattern before and knows how badly it can end. Kirsten has lived through obsession, retaliation, and spirals that begin quietly and explode without warning. Her message to Sarah is not about avoiding drama, it is about survival. Kirsten recognizes that Sarah is standing in the path of someone who is unraveling, and she knows that once that line is crossed, there is no turning back. Sarah, unfortunately, is emotionally vulnerable in ways she doesn't fully acknowledge. She has spent years being strong for others, putting on a brave face through medical crises, betrayals, and repeated heartbreak. That strength has become part of her identity, but it also blinds her to danger. Sarah believes she can manage situations rationally, de-escalate conflict, and appeal to people's better nature. Kirsten understands that this mindset is exactly what puts Sarah at risk, because the threat she senses is not rational and cannot be talked down. The danger surrounding Sarah likely comes from someone who feels pushed to the edge and has begun rewriting reality to justify their actions. Whether this involves unresolved romantic obsession, resentment tied to medical decisions, or a grudge rooted in perceived betrayal, the warning signs all point to fixation. Kirsten knows how fixation works. It starts with blame, turns into entitlement, and ends with destruction. In her eyes, Sarah has become the emotional focal point of someone else's pain, and that makes her incredibly vulnerable. What makes Sarah's potential fate especially tragic is that she is unlikely to take Kirsten's warning seriously. Sarah does not see herself as a victim or someone who needs protection. She may dismiss the warning as paranoia or assume she can handle whatever is coming. That choice, whether intentional or not, pushes her closer to disaster. In Salem, tragedy often strikes when characters believe they are in control, right before everything collapses. The term tragic end does not necessarily mean Sarah will die, but it does signal a loss that permanently alters her life. This could involve a catastrophic medical setback that strips her of independence, an injury that ends her career, or a psychological trauma that leaves her changed beyond recognition. Days of Our Lives often delivers tragedy by taking away what defines a character, and for Sarah, that could be her ability to heal others, her sense of autonomy, or her hope for lasting happiness. Xander's role in this storyline adds another layer of heartbreak. He and Sarah have fought hard for stability, and just as their future seems secure, this looming threat puts everything at risk. If Sarah is harmed or disappears, Xander may be left consumed by guilt, believing he should have seen the signs or protected her. The tragedy could fracture him emotionally and push him back toward darker instincts he has struggled to overcome. Kirsten's involvement also hints that the fallout will not be contained. If Sarah suffers, the ripple effects will spread through Maggie, Xander, and even Kirsten herself. Kirsten may later be haunted by the fact that she saw it coming but could not stop it. That sense of inevitability is what gives this storyline its darkest edge. The warning is there, the danger is clear, and yet everything feels like it is already in motion. Ultimately, Sarah's story is shaping up to be one of heartbreaking inevitability. She is kind, resilient, and well-intentioned, but those qualities may lead her to underestimate the threat closing in on her. Kirsten's warning is the last alarm before the fall. Whether Sarah's tragedy comes in the form of physical harm, emotional devastation, or irreversible loss, the storyline is setting her up as a character whose life will be changed forever, and Salem will feel the impact long after the moment passes.